Now, in today's show, I'm going to talk about having affairs with married women. Now, I've had a lot of guys send me emails and send me letters talking about how they're dealing with certain women who are married and they're having affairs with these women, or they're getting a lot of energy from married women and women are giving them play, but the woman is married and they want to know how to step to the woman. So I want to put my brothers up on that game. Fellas, you got to be very careful when it comes to dealing with a married woman or an engaged woman or just the woman who's in a relationship, period. I got one email from a guy saying that he was out and about and he met a woman and immediately she told him that she had a boyfriend. The first thing out of her mouth, I got a boyfriend, but she was still acting like she was interested. She still gave the guy the number. They were corresponding on the phone. And they set up a time to hook up. And again, she threw in the I have a boyfriend pitch. They set up a date and the woman flaked out and he wants to know how to come at her. I told him, don't waste your time. If a woman is telling you she has a man and she's making it a point to tell you she has a man, she's using you as just an ego booster. She's using you not even as backup, but just an ego boost. She wants to have people sweating her. And I've talked about this before. A lot of women who have boyfriends, they want to have other guys strung along so these guys can kind of sweat them and wait in the wings and boost their ego. Women like to have a whole trail of guys waiting to fuck them. In many cases, it's never going to happen. But it's gratifying to the woman's ego. Now, another case of that are women who have affairs on their husbands. Now, guys, all my players out there, I would advise you not to go that route. I would advise you not to fuck around with these married women because it's very, very dangerous. You do not want to get caught up with scandalous women. And any woman that would have an affair on her husband is scandalous. She has a scandalous character. People try to make it seem like, oh, well, there was a reason why certain women cheated. She wasn't getting affection at home. Society kind of makes excuses for women who have affairs. And those same excuses can be applied to men who have affairs. A man might not be getting emotional gratification at home. He might not be getting certain gratification at home. So none of it is really justified if you're going to look at it from that perspective. But fellas, I would advise you seriously not to get wrapped up with a woman who's married, who's down to cheat on her husband. I know the taboo-ness of it and the scandalousness of it is kind of sexually intriguing. You're both doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. There's something sexually tantalizing about that. But it's not really worth the repercussions. Because you never know, man. One day, that woman's husband will show up at your damn house busting on both of y'all. Or that woman might set you up. You never know, man. That's some shit you just don't want to get caught up into. Fellas, y'all got to stop fucking with scandalous women altogether, because if that woman who's having an affair on her husband, if she's going to deceive him and be scandalous with him, somebody that she's committed to on paper, somebody she has made a commitment to like that, made a strong step like that, and she's that committed to this person and she's scandalous with him, you can imagine what she'll do to you. Fellas, you got to stop thinking with your egos. You got to start thinking logically when it comes to the macking game. The macking game is all about logic. It's not about ego. I know your ego wants you to believe that you're so fly, you're such a player, that you can make a broad leave her husband. But for the most part, women like this are scandalous in general. They were going to have an affair on their husband in general. Basically, they were going to have an affair anyway. So they were just looking for somebody to fill in the blank. You were the nigga to fill in the blank. So you don't want to get caught up in no bullshit love triangles, man. 80% of the niggas in jail, and most of the niggas, and I'm talking about black men who get killed, it can always damn near be traced back to some love triangle. I got a theory. Whenever you see a dead brother, a brother get killed, you follow the bitch. Follow the bitch. Because in the black community, niggas be getting killed over broads like it ain't shit. There's always a female at the root of the shit. I was looking at something on Real Sports the other night on HBO. And they were talking about this football player down in Florida. And I cannot think of his brother's name offhand, but he was a college football player down in Florida. And he has another brother who played for another college. You guys probably know, all my sports guys who follow sports like that, you might know who I'm talking about, black brother. He was staying in an apartment with his girlfriend and another roommate, and one day the brother came home from practice, and somebody shot him execution style. They shot him in the head. Oh, let me get a call real quick. Take a call. Hotline. Hello?
What's up with your boss? How you doing today?
What's going on, player? Who's calling?
Oh, this is Gary, man.
Where you calling from, Gary?
I'm calling from Cincinnati.
Oh, okay, cool. What's on your mind, Gary?
Oh man, I just want to take time out to thank you for giving yourself the way you do, and ask you a quick question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What would you recommend to stay focused and disciplined on the task at hand as opposed to, first, last? You know what I mean?
So you want to know how to stay disciplined?
And focus, because I get a hold to a fine girl, and the whole agenda switch around.
And that's the case with the average dude, man. That's why, niggas can't get no paper and niggas can't get no tangibles because they get blinded by the beauty or the booty and the pussy and all that shit. They don't have the discipline to kind of hold out. The best way to get discipline, man, and to kind of strengthen your discipline level, you got to fast for a couple of days. That's the best way to do it, man. You got to go on a fast, and if you can control the way your eating habits, because eating is the most natural thing that any living species can do. That's the most natural thing we can do. So if you can control that, you can control your sexual urges. You understand that?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so try that, man. Fast for like 2 days. Don't eat nothing, and then start stepping to women. Man, you'll be focused as hell. Trust me.
All right.
All right,
Thank
man.
you, boss.
Thanks for the call, player. Yeah, for all players out there who are just so blinded by pussy, you're so pussy whoop, you just can't control yourself. What you do, man, you go on them fasts. Fasting is a very, very good way to increase your discipline. That ain't no joke, man. That'll keep you very, very focused. But like I was saying about this football player down in Florida, somebody shot him execution style, and the case is still open. They're still investigating the case. But when they said that he had a girlfriend living with him, I already knew right then. I'm like, they better follow that bitch. And sure enough, later on in the story, there was something going on with the female and some other dude. The female said some dude was trying to holler at her or whatever, and her boyfriend, the football player, got into an altercation over the phone with the guy. It was something of that nature, but it had something to do with that female. And I try to tell my brothers, man, do not let these females get you caught up in no bullshit. Don't let these females get you caught up in no goddamn love triangle. Don't let these females get you set up. Because that's what women do. Women, especially sisters. And I'm not throwing the sisters under the bus, but I'm trying to keep these brothers out here alive. So I'm going to tell them some real shit. Because it's too late in the day for me to really try to be on some politically correct shit. I'm just going to tell these brothers what they need to know, because I don't want to see brothers get shot up and killed over some shit that they could have avoided. So I'm going to be the voice of reason. I'll take those L's for people saying that I bash certain people or whatever. Niggas are dying out here, and I'm going to tell niggas what to do to keep their head afloat. And fellas, you dealing with these sisters, man, the level of respect is already not there as it should be. So it's nothing for them to get you set up like that and get you scrapping with the next nigga and get you hemmed up on some bullshit. There's another story about Nia Long, the actress, and I know some of you guys have probably heard about this. Nia Long has a baby by some dude. I don't know if she was married to the guy now, but she had a baby by a dude. She had a kid by a dude a few years ago, and they broke up. And she was out with her new nigga, and her and her new nigga were at the mall with the kid, and I think the baby's father kept the kid on the weekend. So she called the baby's dad and had him meet her at the mall to pick up the kid. Now, that was some scandalous shit right there. So anyway, when the baby's dad came to the mall to pick up his kid, he saw Nia with this next nigga. So the baby dad and the nigga got into a fight at the mall. They out there scrapping over this bitch. That was a setup. She knew some shit like that was going to jump off. I mean, she tried to play the innocent role, like, oh, I just wanted him to pick up the kid. I didn't feel like going home, blah, blah, blah. She could have had the baby's dad meet her at home or whatever. She did not have to have her new nigga around. That was just some scandalous shit, and them niggas got into it. So that's just an example of how guys let women manipulate them into some bullshit. You got to keep it player. That's why a lot of my pimp buddies, man, and the rules of the pimping game is that players chop it up with other players. You really don't do no love triangle and no back and forth shit, he said, she said. Players have relationships with other players. So it ain't going to be about what the woman told you. The woman ain't going to be bouncing from nigga to nigga to nigga because they're going to be charging her. And in the pimp game, when a woman steps to a dude, you have to serve her ex-nigga, her so-called ex-nigga. You have to call him up and make that shit official. Like, hey, player, I know you're probably looking for your bra, but I got your bitch. I just wanted to serve you correctly. That is the thing that kept a lot of problems out of the foray. That's how the old school players did it. And some of the players do it to this day. Some of the PIs do it to this day. And that's the reason why. So there won't be any kind of miscommunication. There won't be any kind of confusion. That's the right way to do it. And I wish my players and my Macs would do that too. All you regular guys, if there's a problem, just chop it up with the other nigga. But the thing is, most niggas don't have Mac bones in their bodies, man. Cat Williams made a joke like, bitch niggas and real niggas. There's a civil war between bitch niggas and real niggas because bitch niggas are taking over. And it's really hard to just be on top of your game with so many bitch, simp-ass, emotional niggas out here ready to shoot up your neighborhood over some pussy. So the best way to avoid stuff like that is A, stop hanging around bitch-ass niggas. 2, B, stop hanging around scandalous broads. 3, C, stop hanging around or trying to get at married broads. Somebody asked me the other day, Tariq, what's the hardest female you had to mac to? And I told him, if it's hard to mac to her, she ain't worth macking to. Because the macking game is not about competition, it's about cooperation. A lot of you guys get caught up in the thrill of the chase. You want to win a woman over. You want the task to be difficult. You like the thrill of the chase. I don't like all that shit. I like cooperation. Just step to me real cool and we can roll. I got too much important shit to do than to be chasing somebody around trying to win them over. If I got to win you over, fuck you. You better join the team. You better win me over. That's the mentality you got to have. So you guys think that you're winning these married women over, or you're going to try to win over a woman who's engaged, or you're going to try to win the heart of a woman who already has a man. And the game really don't work like that. Just hanging around bitches, loitering around hoes. That don't work, player. You got to value your time more than that. Remember, it's not about competition. It's about cooperation. And stop babysitting the next man's bitch. Stop investing stock in equity into another man's wife or another man's fiance or another man's woman, nigga. Come on. Get your own bitch. Or get your own bitches, plural. You dig? Don't babysit another nigga's bitch. That's like investing into an apartment. Nigga, invest in a house. A house is some shit you own. Nigga, don't pay rent, pay a mortgage, nigga.